Hello everyone, it's Peter here, Piotr Fisner. Welcome into this episode about telling you about the situation I have with this Sony TV. Now, I meant to show you, and I meant to show you on a live example, but turns out that TV decided to not turn on. So, when I'm plugging it to the power, now I can hear like a relay switching on, but TV is dead, and I don't know what's causing that death of the TV. All I know is the backlight doesn't want to go on, and if I'm pressing the button, power button, it doesn't like to go on. But I'll tell you the story. So, TV has power supply, main board, then you've got either T-Con in the older TVs, or T-Con is a timing controller built inside the display. So when you get a display, there is a small board, one, and then attached two or two on each side of the monitor or TV on the side. So those are like flippers on the cuffs, chip on film. Now this TV, Sony, has one middle one and two on the side, so you get three of those driver boards. Each of them has three cuffs, chips on film. So 3 times 3, that's 9, that's okay. And now what's going on is the T-Con timing controller is allowing to control the signal from the main board, where it's like a parallel signal turned into the serial signal, so that with a thinner space you can send more data, and then it's encoded, decoded, or whatever, back again to be a parallel signal. Now when you swap the main board and you see that there's no issue resolved, or when you put tape, I don't have a tape here, but just cover some of the LVDS signals, in those, when you cover it and the signal is still not showing the picture, so you partially cover the signal. Or if you disconnect one side, you should see half of the screen of the picture, or the opposite. When you're doing it and it's not changing, that's mean there is a problem either with the display itself or with this driver board, or scalar board you can call it, like it was here. Now I thought I'd get a simple fix, because what's called HGV was 27.1 volts, and HGV, yes, because that's horizontal and that's gate high, and then HGL was minus 10.5 volts. That means that's switching off those active pixels, when it's needed. So 27.1 was fine, and I found it on the T-Con board here. Brilliant. I found another test point for the VGL, minus 10.5, happy days. No short, everything smooth. So I've checked, and on the scalar board, or on the driver board of the display, below the display, on this small here, I found 16 volts, and I'm saying, okay, that's fine, that's a VDD or VDD, one of those, that's okay, that's fine. So let me check this VGH and VGL over there, somewhere on the board, and I found it, but it's coming from the T-Con, and it's jumping to another board on the right and another board on the left, so on those two boards. But when I'm checking it, there is a short and 27.1 volts turning into the 10.5 volts, minus 10.5 volts, and back to 27.1 volts. And that's happening on both sides. Now if I'm disconnecting one side, still happening wrong on the second one. And then when I'm swapping them, it's happening the same. So that's why this TV has no picture, because VGH is shorted to the VGL. Now how to resolve it? Okay, that's the question, how to resolve it. Normally, you either cutting off or desoldering some, or soldering off some component, and you just taking out part of the voltage like VGA or VGL. And that's okay. I did the biggest I've seen here was a voltage injection. So that's mean you're taking either a few 1860 batteries, those ones, okay, and you get a lot of amp, low voltage, like, you know, whatever voltage it has, about 4 volts, and few of them like quite a few amps, and you're just trying to touch it so that you've got big amperes, and then if something is hissing, you know, then that's the place and it should blow up, and that should be the case. But if the fault is inside the display, you might not be lucky, because there are chips as well on the glass, and if that's the case, then you are pretty much, you know, so this is 50-50 that you will be lucky to have this TV up and running, but it is well worth a shot. Only I can't show you because unfortunately this TV refused to work, and I've got no idea why. I need to put it back. Christmas is coming. It's 17th of December, so you'll be seeing it after 1 week or something, or 10 days. But I need to put it back because I've got other jobs chasing me and I need to do them. And I thought I can show you this, you know, that it is working, or, you know, during the process of the repair. But sorry, it just decided to die. So yeah, we've got a no fix for now, and I don't know if I will have time, patience and everything, or I will use just main board and T-Con as a spare device for some other TV and just get rid of the rest. We will see. I can't promise, no promises. So yeah, that's it. 8 minutes video. Hopefully I've explained how this is working, how you could make it potentially bring back to life, resurrect it. But I wasn't that lucky. Customer donated this TV to me. Yes, I thought I can bring it still back to life, but I've spent so much time, and it turns out I've managed to reset the firmware, and it was fine because you could hear the sound, excuse me, out of this, and unfortunately, you know, it didn't go any further. Well, I couldn't short it on time, but fingers crossed, you know, I can still bring it back, then you would see it. I've got other TVs as well which needs attention, as well LVDS issues. So yes, it's worth to know those problems, because you can save quite a lot of TVs if you understand how display is picking up the signal, and so it is worth. The question only is if somebody wants to spend time and have a bit of a space to work with a TV. Yes, at least one TV has to have space always on the table to learn, and then once you learn, you know, I would say if you want to start with TVs, you need to have 6 people table, okay, ideally access from all around, if no, like me, under the wall, and understand how TV is working. If you can learn high voltage, excuse me, and power supplies, then you don't have to always swap power supplies. At one point you'll have enough power supplies and can fix faulty ones, and then have them when the customer is coming with a faulty TV and that's a power supply, you can just swap it, take the faulty one, fix it, and have it for future, because you will end up in that situation. Because how many, like if you get about 30-40 power supplies, you'll start to repeat those typical models. Yes, in Samsungs, in LGs, in Sonys, like it's fine. The problem only starts with main boards, because some of the TVs have married T-Con to the main board, like Sony's. Yes, and then you can't just swap the main board without swapping the T-Con, which is a pickle. So but in many TVs you've got newer technology and T-Con is built inside the display's driver board. Okay, so then learning those VDD, AVDD, bug and boost converters, learning VGL, VGH, yes, how they are working, VCC, what it is. So all of this, once you will learn it, you will be better off. Then you will see that many times it's just a liquid damage. Somebody has poured in or cleaned too well the TV and caused a short. If you can get rid of the short, you might get the picture back. But sometimes you get the picture back and you see small 1 pixel lines on the screen. And that's why it's worth mentioning to the customer that it might be the case, because some of the customers are like, and they don't want to have TV with a 1 or 5 1 pixel lines on the screen after the repair, and that's their choice. You need to respect their choices. You can't say they are worse, better, or whatever. They might want to have a new TV in that case, and maybe they can donate it to you and you can resell it, who knows. Even if you can sell it, for like 50 to 100 pounds and it's worth a few £100, still you've got money, extra money, yes, for doing a good job, good service to your community. But that's it in this video. Thank you guys for watching. I wanted to show you something from fixing TVs other than, watching always me doing some stuff. So hopefully you get value out of it. Thank you for watching. If possible, let's fix them all and see you in the next video. Take care. Bye bye.